From trying to finding a footing after the COVID-19 pandemic which disrupted livelihoods, Kenyans are finding themselves in yet another crisis. The high cost of living which has seen an increase in the prices of basic commodities such as foodstuff, fuel and cooking gas. This has forced many to dig deeper into their pockets to put food on their table. This begs the question, how deeper will they dig into their pockets with the mounting scourge of poverty and unemployment that still stalks in our nation? The eCast Media Group did a spot check at a local supermarket to see how much basic commodities were retailing at. A liter of cooking oil, for example, retailed at 420 Kenya shillings. 2 kilograms of maize flour retailed at 160 Kenya shillings. A loaf of bread retailed at 60 Kenya shillings. 2 kilograms of wheat flour retailed at 180 Kenya shillings. And 1 kg of rice retailed at 150 Kenya shillings, while that of 800 grams of bar soap retailed at 160 Kenya shillings. Data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics proves that indeed between February 2021 and February 2022, food prices increased by 8.69%, with the inflation rising to a 4-year high to 6.1%, up from 5.4% in 2021. The highest cost of living recorded in the country since 2017 when it hit 8%. Transport index situation recorded the highest inflation rate of 12.3% on account of increased prices of petrol and diesel after the government increased fuel prices following a biting shortage of the essential commodity that almost brought the country to a standstill. Most Kenyans have now taken it to social media with the hashtag lower food prices to protest against the increased prices of basic commodities, while many pointing fingers to the government for assuming such conversations as the prices have risen by a significant margin, making it hard for Kenyans living below the poverty line to put food on the table. But while the decrying on social media and various reports are collective, the financial squeeze must be more painful on a personal level. Welcome to Kisumu County, the largest city in Kenya. Some kilometers away from the CBD is Maseno town which takes pride in having a higher learning institution, Maseno University. People in this area, just like many others in different parts of the country, are affected by the rising cost of living. Violet Atieno goes about her business normally, but though she's busy in her grocery kiosk, the business is not forthcoming.
Sukuma naye bei imepanda, hata tukienda kwa shamba hatupati, vitu zimepanda. Unajaribu ufanye, makastoma pia wanaongea ati wewe unauza vitu bei kali. Sasa tumeshindwa tufanyaje.
Back at home, it is a tough balancing activity for Violet as she confesses that budgeting is now harder.
Budget ya nyumba imetushinda, hata hatujui tufanye aje ukiwa na watoto. Sasa hii ukienda hata kwa duka, ukienda kununua maziwa ni 75, ukienda kununua mkate 60 bob, unga 160. Sasa hiyo bei hata hatujui tufanye aje, budget imetushinda kwa nyumba. Tufanye aje na tufanye nini?
For George Omondi, the narrative is not different. His biggest worry is on the number of families that cannot afford 3 meals a day and cooking gas, which has since increased after the introduction of the 16% value-added tax on cooking gas.
Due to the high cost of living, most of families are affected, and those families that will provide 2 meals or 3 meals, actually the 3 meal cost per day, now they are providing 2 meals. I found it, those that were supposed to buy bread, when bread was at 45, it rises from 45, it rose up to 50, 55, and actually the new prices is 60 bob.
An act that has forced many households to revert to the use of charcoal and firewood.
Progress which was moving at 850 to 1450, the users of this fuel on cooking meat, they have to look for the other alternative, which is jiko la makaa or the firewood.
Students from Maseno University are not an exception from these pangs of hunger. Around here, they are hanging tough during these hard times. Masco Miriam, a student at Maseno University, narrates the ordeal that varsity students are going through while in school.
Like kitambo tulikuwa tunakula food like chapo beans ama rice beans ilikuwa 50 bob, sasa imehike hadi 70 bob. So ina make students like when you walikuwa wamezoea kula 50 for go lunch maybe wakule 1 meal a day. Also on the other side kuna mambo na rent. So rent siku imehike since the landlord wanataka pia to increase the cost of the living. So rent imekuwa juu. Students wanna try in order to make it in life, hata mambo na fee like parents hawezi leta maybe hawezi make, so other students wanaamua kuacha shule, wengine wanaanza kuengage in other things zenye hazi benefit, so the economy generally may affect students.
For Telkins Roy, the high cost of living has not only affected his male intake but also his business, which sustains him at school.
When you want to dress someone, there's always standards that you normally have, and we give the price tags for every piece. Like now we have 2 piece, 3 piece. In 3 piece I will dress you with around 1500, in 2 piece 1000, and with the high economy 1000 cannot buy anything that much, because right now you get 3-liter oil, that 1000 has already even taken it. So it has affected my number of customers. You find that right now the number to which I make suits may reduce, the number of people I design may reduce. Right now I can make suits like only 1 in a week, but that time I used to make like 4 of them in a week. So it has really affected my business as a fashion entrepreneur, and also as a student. Imekuwa ngumu sana, unaweza piga nyumbani simu anakwambia mazee pesa imepotea, pesa inapotea, economy imekuwa ngumu, unaona.
Hoteliers are also bearing the brunt. Daniel Mukogi, who runs a hotel within the town, recounts on how in the past they had many customers in their eatery. But with the increase in price of commodities, they have been forced to increase their food prices too.
Back in the day, we used to make a killing in hotel business on a small margin, on a small expense of about 20,000 shilling. You could be able to make 30,000 shillings in a day. That is a 10,000 shilling margin. But right now, we cannot be able to do that because the cost of flour, when it comes to cooking chapatis, is way high. We had to increase the prices by a 25% margin. That means chapo beans we used to do it at about 60 shillings. Now we do it currently at about 70 shillings. And everything, so it has reduced our flow of customers, people coming in and people going out. 2 years ago, if you could come here at about 1 p.m. all the way to 2 p.m., you could have a full house. 30 to 35 people already seated in a cash flow of about 7,000 shillings. But if you go in right now to the cashier and you ask about the cash flow right now, you won't be able to get it to 7,000 shillings.
Next to Maseno is Luanda town. It is a market day here. Life seems normal and busy. We sought to know how they are coping up with the ongoing economic crisis. Most foodstuff traders are bearing the brunt of high cost of transportation, which is as a result of increase in fuel prices, pesticides, and reduced expenditure by Kenyans. They barely make profits, something that has made catering for their needs and that of their households difficult.
Kitambo 20 liter tulikuwa tunachukua na 2,450 na sasa tunachukua na 6,500. Sabuni box moja tulikuwa tunaichukua na 700. Sasa ni 1750. Tulikuwa tunaiuza miti moja 70, sasa tunauza 190. Naona sukari tulikuwa tunaichukua kwa 1,500, sasa ni 2,500. Hii na travel na motorcycle kutoka nyumbani. Na kufika hapa nilikuwa nafikanga na 40 bob. Sasa nakuja na 150. Naona nakuja na 150. Sasa nikiuza hizi vitu zote unapata transport yenyewe ya kwenda na kurudi imemaliza profit yako. Sasa hiyo ndio shida tuko nayo sana. Hatuna profit yenye tunapata. Profit yenye unapata naenda kwa transport. Naona hiyo ndio shida tuko nayo.
They are not the only ones who are facing a road deal during this economic turmoil. Pius Songa also has a story to tell. He's here to see a client who is patient. He narrates how offering medical services to patients is now arrived due to the high cost of living, something that has forced them to offer services to their clients on credit.
We realize the services that we offer to our patients, sometimes it becomes a challenge due to the economy that we have today. Realize maybe like me, I do the screening. We do the screening of the whole body. After that, we give medication to our patients. So you realize patients complain a lot when it comes to there is no money which they can use to purchase the products we are giving. So it has come a challenge where we had to go and sit down. As we speak, we even give our patients products on credit because they lack money and they also want their life to be the way it should.
For those in the transport sector, the cries and drums are even louder. This is after they were beat by fuel shortage for some time and in a rise in fuel prices afterwards. A litre of diesel rose by 21.5% and that of petrol by 18.7% the period under review. Fuel prices has rendered their work profitless, leaving some wondering where the country is heading to.
Bei ya mafuta imeniaffect mimi kibinafsi. Siwezi kimu hiyo bei, iko juu kwa sababu ukiangalia fare kutoka hapa maybe kufika hapo Luanda mtu anakuambia kupatia shilingi 50 na ukiangalia mafuta lita moja tunauziwa 150.5. So ukiangalia hiyo fare yenye huyo client anakupatia haiwezi kimu hiyo fare. Hata nikibeba namna gani siwezi pata faida kwa hiyo mafuta, kwa sababu mtu kama mimi nategemea hand to mouth nipate nikule. But sasa ukiangalia bei ya mafuta iko juu, ukienda kwa duka bei ya bidhaa ziko juu na hasoli yetu yenyewe haileti pesa ambazo zinaweza kimu hizo bei ambazo ziko kwa bidhaa.
Why is the country facing tough economic times? What could be the problem? And who should bear the blame? To get these answers, we meet an economic expert to give us insights of why we are experiencing the high cost of living in the country.
I'm Dr. Nelson Ubange. By profession, I'm an economist based in Maseno University and currently the head of department of economics in the School of Business and Economics. Talking about our economy, as at now I would say we fall within the global trend. That is, we have had our low turns and upturns, taking into consideration that we have been going through a number of issues, including the pandemics, which has pushed a number of issues and a number of issues beyond the budget lines. So we would expect that there are some kind of outliers in terms of government expenditure in response to the COVID. There are a number of issues. We are getting into election period. We also know that there is the Russia-Ukraine issue, which is highly affecting our balance of payment, balance of trade, exports and imports. What I want to know, people should remember the experience of 2008 and the experience of 2022. We should get to know why we went to 30 plus. We were the highest in terms of performance of the economy, the worst level in our country, and the election is done. So 1 + 1, 1 - 1.
For now, Violet and many other Kenyans will continue to live hand to mouth as the rising cost of living continue to dent their budgets and livelihood, with hopes that the coming elections that has been pegged as economic revolutionary elections where presidential aspirants will save the day. Until then, Kenyans will have to continue tightening their belts to fill their plates.